Hi guys, welcome back. So we are following this Striver SDE sheet. So I have already completed the set matrix 0. That's the first problem in array. So we are moving forward to the second problem, that is Pascal's triangle. Okay, the difficulty of the problem is very easy. Okay, basically first let's go through the problem. So this is the problem. Lead codes 118's problem. Okay, the difficulty is very easy. So what is the problem? Let's have a glance over it. First, they are giving the input as num array, okay, nums row, and we are returning. We have to return the. We have to give a proper output. That output should be in a Pascal triangle. Okay, what is a Pascal triangle? This is the Pascal triangle. If they are giving the input something like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have to create 5 rows, and for the first row and all the rest rows, first element and the last element should be 1. And see, for the second row we are adding previous elements, we are adding and we are giving it as 2. And for the next row, that is our fourth row, we are adding the first two elements and we are returning like this 3, and second two elements and we are putting it here 3. Okay, likewise we have to do. So basically, if you see in this illustration, it will be easier to understand. But if you see in this illustration, it's quite hard to understand. That's why they have played a amazing GIF image here. Okay, so let's deal with how we are going to solve it. So basically, see, this you all know matrix, right? And you all know array. So let's assume each and every row is an individual array, and we have kept this individual array in a separate array. We used to call it as flagged array in Java. So basically, what is the array value, index value of 2, 1, 2, 3. Third array is second value. Right? So the index value is 1. Because in programming we start everything from 0. So this one will have 0th index and this 2 will have first index. So first index. So we have to backtrack. We have to go back to the previous array, and we have to get the index value is 1, right? So 1 minus 1 is 0. So 0th value and first value, consecutive value. We have to add this board and we have to save it here. Likewise, you have to do for everything. This is the logic behind it. So they already have given a constant. The number should be from 1 to 30. We don't want to set a separate base case for numRows equal to 0. Okay, so let's get into the coding part. First, for the base case, I'm checking. See, before getting into this, we have to make sure to return this in this format only. So this format means we are using collection. We also have to use collection only. How to do that? First, list. This list will have a list. That list will have a integer. We used to call this as type. We are specifying the type of the data that we are having in the particular data structure. We can name the data structure anything. As of now, naming it as array. And here I'm creating a new array list. Here also you can specify the same thing. It's completely your choice. You have to. That's mandatory. Either you can put like this or you can leave it empty. It will automatically take this type of cells. It's completely your choice. If you put it also, it will work. Okay, once it is done, we are going to return this only at the end. First, we have to check for the base case. What's the base case? If number is 1, what we have to do? We only have to add 1 and we have to return it. How to do that? If num rows equal to 1, If your logic here, what is the logic? So we have to create a list element. List the list is having integer. Okay. So here we are creating a new array list. In this array list having list of not list. This array list having integer. Okay, type integer. Same as the interface type. Okay. So don't get confused over it. So once it's done, we have to name it something. Let me name it as result. Once it's done, we have to only add one to this result. So I'm adding a result dot add one. And once it is done, we can directly return the array. Either you can do like this array dot add of result. Okay, fine, it will work. Once the completion of this if statement, directly we are returning the array here. So this for the rest of the element, we have to write a for loop. The for loop is starting from 0 and it is ending. It is going to till numRows. Okay, so we are incrementing for every it is in step value. I is equal to I plus 1. It is meaning the same. So whenever this for loop execution completes, it tries to increase the I pointer's value to 1. Okay. So basically here also we have to do the same thing. Redeclaring it here also. And we have to check if we are in the first iteration. What is first iteration? First iteration is this, right? So here in the first iteration, we have to we don't need to add anything. So we have to write the proper logic for that. And every row, we just call it as a row. Every row starting value, every row ending value is 1. So it's better to add a 1 in the start. Okay, we have added the 1. So for this, we have added the 1. So here we have to check whether our element, if it is 1, I mean, for the base case, everything is fine. For the base case, it will work. You can put the return statement over here. Return array. Okay. For the base case, it will work. If the base case in the sense, what I mean is, if numRows is 1, it will work. For other thing, if number is not equal to 1, this code will execute. Okay. Here, we have to add 1 first. So I had 1. And we also have a if statement. If I is greater than 0, I is greater than 0, we can write a for loop here. The for loop is we have to fetch the previous row first. I already told you if we are adding 2, we have to get the previous row and we have to get the previous element to add and to get the final output 2. So to do the same, using the same structure, list of integer, previous, instead of declaring a new array list, I'm getting the old array list. Array dot get I minus 1. Simple. Okay. So this previous will have our previous row. So initializing the for loop, j is equal to 0. I have already used I here, so I'm using j. J is greater than I. Means j is lesser than I. J plus plus. Okay. So here list previous result dot add previous for get of j minus 1 plus previous for get of j. Simple. Here for the two position of two is first index. So we have to get the first index of the previous row and first index minus 1. Zero index of the previous row. We have to add both and what is stored here. So I have added the result. Once it's done, we can add the trailing one. How to do that? Result result dot add one. Okay. Once it is done, it will work. Let us give it a try. Let me give it a try. First, yes, in the test result. Error. We are getting an error. Index 0 is out of bound length 0. So, 1. 1 is 0. So, I think we forgot to do one thing. Yeah, we are adding everything to result, but we forgot to add a thing to array, right? So, at the end, at the very end, I mean, end of the if statement, we have to do array dot add result. Okay, I will give it. I think it will work. No, it's not working. What's the error now? Index bound error. So j is from 0 to j is from I. Okay, so 0 minus 1 minus 1. So that's the error. So we have to put 1 here, not 0. So now do it. Yeah, it is working fine. So if you submit the code, check whether the score is performing well or not, or failing some tests. No, 30 test case, passed everything. Runtime is 1 millisecond. Okay, memory 42, 1 MB. Okay, right. So this is how we solved this kind of code. This is a very easy code. So you may see this kind of code in your interview. This is the optimal solution. The space complexity is O of n square and time complexity is also O of n square because we are using two format. We are using a list inside a list, 2D array. That way we are considering it as O of n square, space complexity. Okay. I hope you understood this video and this problem also. Okay guys, then I will see you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to solve next permutation problem. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.